Hey, do you want to create more accessible interface? On this video, I'm gonna share with you an incredible UI accessibility kit I have developed, and of course, it's available for free. But before we start, I must say I am MAIANE, a Brazilian designer, and this video has the sponsorship of the Adobe Creative Residency Community Fund, and this is the last video of a series that I have made telling and sharing the entire process of creating this kit. So I'm super glad to share that with you. And with no more further ado, let's go to the computer. I'm already on the computer, and I'm super glad that I'll be able to share with you the results of the UI accessibility kit that I had developed during August with the sponsorship from Adobe. So with no further ado, let's go to the Adobe XD. And here I have the entire UI accessibility kit. Of course, you will be able to download it. I will leave the link on the description later. But let's see what happens, how it works, what you can do with it. The kit is divided in 6 main sections, which are the following: about this kit, accessibility guidelines, main components, mobile components, sent to the dev, and accessibility widget. The first section about this kit, it explains a little bit about what is the kit, who have developed me, of course, and it explains each one of the sections, how it works, how can you use it, how you can change the colors of the kit. This is pretty cool because if you came to the assets panel and right click on any color, for example, like here, and press edit, you can change the color to whatever you want for all components, and everything else will change according to the color you choose. So you can play with it and you can try your own colors. Of course, take care about contrast, but don't worry because on the second section, accessibility guidelines, it has some important information about accessibility. First, it talks about the inclusive design principles, which are the 7 principles here that I had already explained on my social media. And then it talks a little bit about color and contrast. It shows you how you can test it, how you should use color, how you can try to achieve good contrast. So take care if you want to change the color of the components, but feel free to change it to use the way it best fits your needs. And the third artboard of the accessibility guidelines, it talks a little bit about some cool guidelines meant for accessibility for animations, like how you can use what you can do. Then it's really important because there are some animations that can be a really trouble for some people who have some kind of accessibility issues. For example, you can't make it blink a lot and this kind of stuff. And by the end, I explain a little bit about how screen readers works. And this is really important because if you want to create really accessible interface, it's really important to understand how they work. Here follows a brief explanation about the theme. In the third section, I guess the most important, because it explains the main components of the kit. And here you can check, for example, that you have text, and for each component, for each kind of element you can use on a website, on an application, on an interface, you have the do's and don'ts. For example, you can send the developer a guideline with font and size. You must create a consistent text hierarchy, but you must also avoid small weights of fonts, long passage of text with all caps or italics. So you can check a lot of cool guidelines that will show you how you can use the components and elements on your interface in order they will be accessible for more people. And here you have all the components of the kit. You have text, you have image, you have buttons, tables, charts. You have a lot of components and you can check each one of them and how you can or you can't use. In the fourth section, it talks about the mobile components. It gives some guidelines about the mobile components, and then it shows all these components that are here meant for the mobile. They are on the size that will fit good in a mobile application. So feel free to use them either. Then you have the fifth section, which is the accessibility widget. I have already showed it in another, oh, there's an error here, not anymore. I have already showed it in another video, so you can check it better if you want. But here you can play with this cool widget. If you press play, you can go to here and you can click play. And here you can play as much as you want and check some cool options made for accessibility. So it's really cool to play with it, and maybe consider including a widget like that in your website, because it will be really, really cool. And it's so easy to include as a designer. You can just click here, and this is a component, so it has two states, and you can play with it. And the sixth and last section is the send to the developer. This is an important section because it contains a checklist that you can send to your developer in order to create and develop a better accessibility together. You can show them, hey, I want to make it more accessible. Can you help me? So I have some guidelines you can follow. Try to follow these things, because this way our website will be much better. So for today, this is it. I hope you really liked the kit, the UI accessibility kit. I hope you use it and have a good use. If you use it, please share with me what you are doing with that, because I will be so glad to watch and to know what you guys are doing. Thank you so much for keeping with me in this entire project, crazy thing, and my bad English in the middle. And so if you want to keep in touch, talk to me, keep following the channel. Let's keep building cool things and cool stuff together. Thank you so much.